events leading up to September 7th, 1996, Travis Day, Tupac was shot. That's the most controversial of the shootings ever. It was said that it was a cause between Death Row's lawyer, Suge, and David Kennedy. August 26, 12 days before Tupac was shot, he was set all day at the studio, all night. On the 27th, he sent the last minute view, which is dropping the dog is wrong. Man, this dude takes it. That's not Death Row went out live. It was rumored that Tupac had news for Death Row letter and fax. 109 seconds. 8:39 p.m. At 8:45 p.m. You see Tupac and his entourage walking through the lobby. The entourage noticed Orlando from a prior incident at a Lakewood Mall and Foot Locker. It was allegedly that Anderson stole Trayvon Lane's Death Row chain. Tupac allegedly stepped up to Orlando and said, "Yo, dog, you from the South?" Then Tupac punched him in the face, knocking him to the ground. Afterwards, Suge and his entourage started jumping on Orlando. Orlando Anderson with Jerry Bonds was driving the white Cadillac, while Dwayne Keefe D. and then was the shooter. In the magazine article, they said Orlando and his brother wanted to start a studio but didn't have the money. So after the shooting, they came to some money, which Suge Knight paid off and gave him so he could not go to jail. I think that he was a scapegoat. So let's dive into this whole story and let's break it all down to what happened. Heading to 662, some strange occurrences happened, according to Frank Alexander. Alexander said, which is Tupac's bodyguard, that they wasn't allowed to carry guns. But the permits would not send ahead of time, so they weren't allowed to carry no weapons. The second was that he ended up with no phone. And the third coincidence will come after the fight. 8:55, after beating up Orlando, they went back to the Luxor, which is a block away from the Las Vegas Strip. According to Frank Alexander, Tupac went to MC Hammer's car and relayed the incident that just happened. Hammer asked Tupac some questions about the fight and Pac said it was all squashed, not to worry about it. Tupac was getting in his car and was bragging about how Tyson knocked his ass out 50 punches. Frank said he had trouble getting Pac to wear his vest and that he wouldn't wear it very often. In fact, that night Tupac didn't even wear his vest the whole night, even though he had just been in the fight. That's what Frank said in his book. When he got to the hotel, he told Kadala Jones, some nigga started a fight for no reason. Sign him up, you stay here. And Kadala Jones was with his cousin, Kamala. Tupac changed from a tan silk shirt to a basketball top, as you can see here in this picture, with a medallion with this euthanasia chain. Time unknown, the car was delivered to the front row to Suge and Frank, driving Keisha's car. And they stayed there as a Las Vegas residence on Monte Rose Avenue till 10. When they left towards the Club 662 at 1700 East Flamingo Road, Suge and Tupac was driving with Suge at the wheel of a newly purchased 1996 black 750 BMW sedan. At 10:55, Tupac rolled down the window and the photographer took their picture at a red light. This was to be the very last picture of Tupac alive, allegedly. At 11:05, they were cruising down the strip playing Tupac's album, The Dawn Illuminati, the 7-Day Theory, was supposed to be a 3-day theory. They got stopped for playing the music too loud and not having proper plates. Don't know why they didn't get detained. It's crazy to me. One car pulled up, a car lifted ahead to the right. Gaddafi, Frank, and Idi Amin were in the car behind them. A Jeep full of girls pulled up to the left and got Suge's and Tupac's attention. And then that's when that shit happened, bro. A late model Cadillac with 4 men inside pulled up directly to the right of the BMW and sprayed 13 rounds into the car. Police reported that it was a 45 shot, but it was believed the information was withheld to identify the real shooter. Apparently, a 9mm was used. Tupac saw it going down and tried to jump in the back seat. He was hit twice. Once hit him in the leg and ricocheted up to his lung. Suge was hit with a piece of shrapnel. The Cadillac turned right on the Cobble Lane and was gone. Some cars into the entourage tried to follow the Cadillac, but they couldn't do it. Suge pulled a Yui and went back down East Flamingo. Suge reportedly told Tupac he was going to get him to the hospital. Tupac, I need the hospital? You the one shot in the head. The U-turn was crushing him because the Desert Springs Hospital is located on 2075 East Flamingo, not far from 66 Deuce. The cops turned and followed Suge down the road instead of securing the crime scene. As a result, the scene and the crime scene got ran over and all the bullets went through the damn flood and through the sewers. Suge got caught up in traffic, went up a median, ran a red light, and popped a couple tires. He ran a red light at Harmon and got stuck on the median with four flat tires. Police, ambulance, and fire department came to the scene. Reports were made of people running up trying to snatch side mirrors and shut off the car. The BMW was covered in blood and pieces of gold from Tupac's jewelry. It had 2 flat tires. They brought Tupac out of the car. He kept saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, in chorus to Frank Alexander and the Outlaws. Tupac was put into the ambulance, not flown in a helicopter, by the way, and was taken to the University Medical Center. Kevin Manning was assigned to the lead investigator, and Kathy Scott, the ones who took the picture. Correction. Kathy Scott was a reporter, but she was the leading reporter who was on scene. The one that's laying on the ground, that's Yaki Gaddafi. Jaffa Fula was Tupac's brother. At the hospital, Tupac lost 22 ounces of blood. On the way to the hospital, he was being carried to the emergency room saying he was dying. He was listed in critical condition. His injury included a gunshot wound to his right chest with a massive hemothorax and a gunshot wound to the right thigh with a bullet tolerable with the abdomen. He also had a gunshot wound to the right finger, which he lost his finger. The diagnosis was a gunshot wound to the chest and abdomen and post-operative bleeding. Just before midnight, Tupac was taken to UMC trauma room. He was wheeled into the trauma room, placed on life support, and he lost 2 liters of blood and had a hemorrhage in his chest cavity. Was removed. His pulse was very thready and intense. He had minimal blood pressure, which rapidly declined. He was taken immediately to the operating room and went surgery at 2:30. And at 6 o'clock at night, 6:25, they did another surgery. And that was the second surgery. It lasted an hour. And that punctured his right lung. They had to remove that to stop the bleeding. He was put back in the room at 7:45 p.m. Pac remained in the intensive care unit. We thought he was always gonna survive. I know I ain't the only one who thought he was gonna make it, right? Everybody thought the same shit. He was placed on a ventilator and a respiratory life support and put into a drug-induced coma. The doctor lied and made a promise to statement and said he was gonna make it, but he obviously did not. Pac kept flatlining. He died twice, and they brought him back. And his mom, Glow, which is his Tupac's aunt, told Afeni like, "Hey, Afeni, it's not right. He's not here. He's not making it." So she finally decided to let him go. September 13th, we lost a real nigga, Tupac Shakur. Let's recap the whole story and trace the steps. These are the alleged killer: QPD, Zip, DeAndre Smith, Terrence Brown. Do I think anybody did that? No. But we're going to dive into it. We're going to bring it all down. I thought I broke it down enough, but we're going to break it down more than this. The night kicked off around like 8:30 p.m. inside the MGM Grand. Remember? Tupac and Suge settled into a fight with Mike Tyson and Bruce. Seldom. The fight itself is over in a flash, bro. Tyson wins by a freaking knockout. Just 1 minute and 49 seconds, bro. Energy in the arena is explosive. For Tupac, who was a good friend of Tyson, it's a moment of absolute victory. But as the massive crowd spills out to the MGA ground, around 8:50 p.m., the mood takes a sharp turn. We recapping now. Guys, I'm just letting you guys know that. An associate of Suge spots him in the crowd named Baby Lane. Suge spot him. But a known member of the rival set gang, Southside Crips. Months earlier, Orlando and his crew jumped somebody at a mall and took a medallion chain, death row. The associate points Anderson out to Tupac. What happens next is caught on the hotel's grainy surveillance camera. Filled by the loyalty and electric atmosphere, Tupac walked up to Orlando and he exchanged words. Remember? He threw the first punch. Suge and the entire crew swarmed on Orlando and beat his ass before security can break it up. The brawl only lasted a few seconds, but sparked that lit the fuse though. It was a public beatdown. In fact, in a gang war, if you do some shit like that, you can get back. By Orlando, Anderson's uncle, high-ranking Crip named Keefy D, was a fight itself. Word of his nephew, public humiliation, trapped fast for them. The score had to be settled, and it had to be settled that night, cuz. After the fight, Tupac and his crew went back to the hotel, Luxor. He went and changed his shirt to a Versace silk shirt to a green basketball jersey. And the 6'6" boots, man. A spot owned by Suge Knight, where Tupac was scheduled to perform and to celebrate the win. But he had to be there. He had no choice. It was a benefit concert for a boxer. It was for Tupac breaking his probation. Yeah, he was about to go back to jail. Sure was. At 10:55, Tupac is in the back in the passenger seat with Suge. BMW, part of the whole convoy of Death Row's ready to light up the Las Vegas Strip. Suge is driving the vibe and still celebratory. As they cruise down the strip, they get the attention of the police and get pulled over by bicycle cops. 2 bicycle cops pull them over around like 11 or 11:05 because it's not serious, but because the music is too loud and the car doesn't have license plates though, which I think is very serious. We just recapping what I just talked about. It was found in the trunk though, the license plate, which is crazy. After a brief chat, officers let him go without a ticket. It is a complete forgettable interaction, a moment of normalcy just minutes before everything would change forever. That stop, however, put them on a deadly schedule. They kept driving. At 11:10, BMW stopped at the red light at Flamingo Road. A car with 2 women pulls up next to them and he leans out and starts smiling at them. Invite him to the after party at 662. This is the last conversation you will ever see with him. The time is now 11:15. He stopped at the red light. A dozen shots fired. The sound tears through the night, shattering the BMW's window, ripping the passenger side of Tupac's core. He hit 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and once in the thigh. One of the shots to his chest punctured his right lung, and Suge was grazed with a bullet. The Cadillac disappeared into the night, bro. Chaos erupted. Despite his injury, a panicked Suge Knight did a U-turn, ended up on the wrong side of the road and smashed his tires. Fast forward a little bit, they found Tupac bleeding heavily, but is still alive. Chris Carroll was a cop. Tupac looked at him and said his last words was, "Fuck you," before losing conscious. It's a defiant, legendary last line, though. And anybody else at the scene didn't report hearing it. Just him. For decades, it's been mystery who killed Tupac. It's a cold case. A lot of people was blaming this man Orlando. It's a cold case, bro. Cold world. Tupac was rushed to the University Medical Center and died 7 days later. Afternoon, September 13th, Tupac was gone at the age of 25. For years, Anderson was blamed for the story. His uncle Dwayne Keefe D. Davis bragged about it in interviews. And in 2019, the memoir that he was in the car that night, he claimed he was in the front passenger seat and passed a gun to the back seat where the shots were fired, revenge for the beatdown of his nephew, Lane, which is now called Baby Lane, Orlando Anderson. Even with the arrest, the story is far from over. Davis' defense attorney argued that his client's confession was just stories told for clout and money. Several delayed, the trial is expected to begin in 2026 and promise a final dramatic chapter in the long that lies ahead with this whole situation. Tupac murder wasn't just the death of a man. It was an event that shook hip-hop to its core, escalating the infamous East Coast-West Coast rivalry and leading a void that never really been filled. These are pictures of Orlando. So I want you to understand who the man was. We ain't gonna just talk about some gang banging stuff and thinking that's just gonna fly, because it's not. I'm just going through the situation. No lie, Orlando Anderson was with the shit though. So it's like if that shit, you know what I'm saying, happened like it said it happened, he probably would have squeezed on him, but it's impossible when Orlando's arm was messed up. He broke his arm. And then that night, he was at the bar with Corey Evers drinking. We're going to dive into this story too about what happened in Orlando, but I'm going to be real quick and touchy and I'm going to get it off of it because I want to end it. So I want people to think that I'm just... Baby Lane died in 1998 in May. But his friend didn't die. His friend got a couple shots off though and got the shots off. I'm going to show you in the picture with this situation with him and the picture together. So yeah, at a car wash, Lane was driving by. He just lost his grandmother. He was driving by. He sees a cat who owned him money, and he pulled out the gun and started dumping on him. And he got shot in the hellfire. The bullets ripped his where Baby Lane got shot. His boy got shot too, but he got back up. Crazy world, man. And no, he didn't get shot for his Tupac shit. You know why they never pinned the crime on Orlando? Because he never was the shooter. Orlando Anderson was never the shooter, bro. Never. I already know that. If you're a Tupac fan, you know that. That's where Lane used to stay. Shit crazy, man. I just wish that people would just come clean and just tell the truth. Who do I think killed Tupac Shakur? You want to hear my suggestion? I gave you a whole scenario. What was already said.
Is it Orlando?
Yes.
Let me just ask you point blank. Did you kill Tupac Shakur?
I didn't kill Tupac. I mean, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? They would even say something like that.
I know he didn't kill Tupac.
I mean, I just want to tell everyone that, you know what I mean, I didn't do it. And I feel sorry for him, you know what I'm saying, his fans and his, and his family and friends.
There's people inside the label.
From 1995 to date, have you ever ridden in a white Cadillac?
Wasn't Suge either.
No. Do you know anyone who owns a white Cadillac?
No.
Now, right here,
So this is weird. This is Reggie Wright Jr.'s dad. And it
it
wasn't Reggie Wright either.
That's where the car wash was. They done tore
See,
out
that's the
whole
mom talking
area.
about. That's the
car
gas
wash
station. I
was
mean,
right
not the
at
mom.
this corner.
I was
Right
just showing
here.
you these things just a second ago.
Right
Check
to
it.
your right
Boom.
here, and this
at
area is
that.
closed up
Boom.
as well as Mom's Burger.
He's telling you
This
everything
is
you
the
need to know.
location where Orlando first saw
Yeah.
the brothers from Corner
Man,
Pocket
I hope
at
we can
the
get some
car
closure
wash.
on Pac, man.
And then that's when at that
Hope
point,
people start coming
I
clean and
subsequently
start
found
telling the
out
truth. It's been
that
too long.
he
It's
was
30
here.
years, bro.
He saw the two
We still ain't getting the
brothers
truth.
from
Yep.
Corner Pocket that owed his brother.
If y'all like what y'all hear, man, I just try to do a little
Uncle
quick
KBD some money or
documentary, you know what I'm saying? A little
something.
something.
And so he wanted to deal
hope
with
y'all
it.
like
so I'm
this, man.
finding out that what he did.
Yeah, do me a big favor, man. Go down there and push that like, comment, subscribe button. Turn them post notifications bells on. And just get everything shaking, man. You help the channel grow while you support your boy Cashman. You know, we love y'all. Peace. Rest in peace to the GOAT. Michael Bay lives forever.